morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're listening, whenever you're watching. Hello, my name is Stuart Acker. I've got papers in front of me and I've got a script right here. Must mean it's time for the top 10 show. I'm going to try and do my very best to not do that sort of thing. It's the script knocking on the floor. You don't really want to see me bending over. That's a sight you really don't want to see. Anyway, this is the top 10 show. 10 stories back to back, what I thought were newsworthy over the past week. And I'm going to be counting them down in just one moment. Before that, 3 papers in front of me. The biggest selling tabloid and also the most newsworthy tabloid of the past week and a half, actually the past year and a bit, is the Sun newspaper. I've got that right here. The front page devoted a very large picture to Wayne Rooney. Why? It's not going to get many people buying your newspaper because he's an ugly twit, but he's had a hairdo. Apparently that's news. So yes, Wayne Rooney visited a barber in Krakow and he got a hairdo. Lovely. And for Vauxhall's sake, I'm not going to pronounce that one because it sounds like a swear word. But anyway, Vauxhall have banned their workers from watching the Euro 2012 matches, despite being the main sponsor of Euro 2012. Hypocrisy at its best. £5 off in Morrison's if you buy the paper today, which is June the 14th, 2012. And just above here, Mila Kunis, the girl I know from that 70s show and also the voice of Meg in Family Guy. They're calling her the world's sexiest woman. And she says she doesn't think she's sexy. If you want to read that story, it's on page 38 and 39 of The Sun today. Back page, it's sport. And it's Holland versus Germany, 2-1 to Germany. Holland are facing the Euro defeat of their lives after being sunk by Mario Gomez's double last night. And of course Harry Redknapp leaving Tottenham Hotspurs after a while, and a big one saying farewell. And on the back here, or on the front I should say, Spurs axe Harry is how they promo that. So that's The Sun. The East Anglian Daily Times, it's local, so we do it. 1 million more passengers on the railway networks in the past 4 years. That's why we desperately need a better rail service. I would have been here earlier, except my train was delayed. I'm not kidding. And that's just backed it up. Okay, here is a table showing the footfall, basically the passengers that are on rail networks since 2007 and to 2011. And I'm going to do where I come from, Elmswell. In 2007, there was 53,597 passengers in 2007. In 2011, there were 65,738 from Elmswell, getting on at Elmswell. In Felixstowe, local Felixstowe, would do this one, 208,587 in 2007. And in 2011, it dropped to 193,986, which is surprising because I've been trying to bid for a flat in Felixstowe and they're all been sold out, and I haven't got no hope in hell of getting a flat in Felixstowe at the moment. I'll keep bidding on places around here, but it's just not working. I think Felixstowe is a much sought after area, but that's just surprising that it dropped. Back page of the East Anglian Daily Times. It's Brian Clough, and he insists he has no hard feelings towards Roy Keane following an emotional return to the Ipswich Town coaching staff. If you followed Ipswich Town, you'd know that Brian was axed by Roy in 2010 after his job was said to be surplus to requirements. And the Daily Express final paper, Doomsday, 80 miles an hour storm, chaos is on its way. It's the front page. 3 months' rain will fall in just 3 days. It's doomsday. Stock up. Go into your underground bunkers and don't come out until September. That's basically what it's saying on the front page. It says it could last until September, which is going against every single weather forecast that I've seen, which says it could dry up by mid-July. But the Daily Express says Britain is set to be battered by storms and hurricane force 80-mile-an-hour winds from lunchtime today. Well, it's now 10 to 12 as I'm doing this live, and it's bright sunshine in Felixstowe. One of us is lying, and it's not me. And on the back page of the Express, £3 billion bonanza. They're talking about how much football is worth and how much the bidding got to for ESPN, BT and B Sky B bidding for Premier League matches. Give you a little hint here. ESPN got nothing. BT got 38 matches and Sky B got 118 in the last bidding round. And so if you want to watch Premier League football, you best subscribe to Sky Sports, really. That or BT Vision, because that's the only way you're going to see them live, unless you like highlights. Harry exits Spurs and Roberto Di Matteo gets the top job at Chelsea. Finally, permanently, he has been handed the top job. And of course, Harry Redknapp leaving Spurs. And this one here is Roy Hodgson has warned England to be wary of a Swedish backlash as they fly to Kiev today for tomorrow's showdown in the Olympic Stadium. Read more about that. And yes, Wayne Rooney's bizarre hairdo, which is even making news in the Express, by reading the papers. On to the top 10 show. Woo! It's the main event. Okay, number 10. A little bit of sad news about Saxmundham here. They feel a bit rejected by the Olympic torch rejection. Olympic torch relay organisers have come under fire after locals were totally overlooked for the 3-stage run through their Suffolk town. Selectors spurned the nomination that was put forward by Saxmundham Town Council for 17-year-old Ryan Church to carry the torch through his hometown, choosing instead to offer the privilege to candidates from Norwich, Bury St Edmunds and Warboys in Cambridgeshire. One Saxmundham resident said she felt the town had been ignored by the London 2012 organising committee, that's LOGOC, responsible for allocating 8,000 torchbearers to 300-metre slots on an 8,000-mile course. The town council welcomed the arrival of 3 worthy torchbearers on July the 5th, but admitted its frustration at the committee's apparent disregard for its own local nomination. Parish Clerk Maddie Gallop said, "We are very disappointed that Ryan was not selected. It is unfair to see celebrities carrying the torch in place of local people who deserve to be given the chance. We submitted an application online with Ryan's story and didn't even get a reply." Ryan turned his life around and is now chairman of the local council, the youth council. He is a local young man, made good and a fine example for the youth of Saxmundham. London-based LOGOC has also faced criticism in other parts of the country, where local runners have been told they must run in areas up to an hour away from their own hometowns and villages. But a spokeswoman said each torchbearer was selected purely on merit and not based on geography. Number 9. We've all done it. We've all been a little bit forgetful. But how much have you laughed at this story if you've read it? How many times have you seen this guy's face and thought, "Nay, idiot, oh great, you're running the country"? It's David Cameron, and the odd news story that he was present in this week or in the past week was that he left his daughter Nancy in a pub. David Cameron reportedly left his 8-year-old daughter in a local pub. The British Prime Minister and his wife Samantha forgot about their daughter Nancy after a pub lunch for about 15 minutes, reports The Sun. Nancy is said to have walked off to the toilets while the Camerons and their family and friends were organising lifts. It was only when the pair arrived home that they realised their error and immediately drove back to the Plough Inn in Calsden. However, Nancy was soon afterwards discovered with staff at the pub safe and well. The incident took place a couple of months ago but has only just been reported, and the Downing Street spokesman said, "The Prime Minister and Samantha were distraught when they realised Nancy wasn't with them. Thankfully, when they phoned the pub, she was there safe and well. The Prime Minister went down straight away to get her. And the Camerons were also at the pub with their other children and 2 other families. David Cameron left the pub in one car with his bodyguards, while Nancy was presumed to be with his wife and other children. However, it is thought Samantha Cameron had thought that Nancy was with her husband. So, they all just went crazy and they just forgot their child. That's the problem with having so many kids. You just forget all about them, don't you? Anyway, that's that story done. Yay! Number 8. Southwold. A loyalty card scheme has been set up to help shops. Higher-ups, aka the Chamber of Trade, have come up with an innovative way to encourage people to shop locally and preserve a seaside resort's unique character. The My Southwold campaign aims to attract people back into independent stores with the help of a new loyalty card, providing money-saving offers in more than 30 shops and businesses. The initiative has been launched by the Southwold Chamber of Trade to help secure the long-term future of independent traders. It follows the Chamber's previous campaign in December to combat the arrival of WH Smith and Tesco in their town. Since then, local traders and councillors have also expressed their concerns over proposals by the national chain Costa Coffee to open a cafe at 70 High Street, formerly Fanny and Frank's clothes shop. However, the Chamber said the campaign would provide greater incentives to shoppers by giving something back if they used an independent shop or a business. Local marketing consultancy firm Savage Wood and creative agency Spring helped develop the initiative. The loyalty cards have been offered and delivered to homes in Southwold and Reading and are on offer at local businesses, and offers will change every month. Sticking in Southwold, how many of you have wanted a beach hut? How many of you have seen these along the seafront and thought, oh yes, I can imagine buying one of them for a couple of £100? No, you can't. A fixer-upper beach hut can be yours for £70,000. Well, it lacks in luxury and modern convenience. It makes for in location. And this beach hut has a hefty price tag to match its seaside setting. The slightly dishevelled looking Southwold chalet comes equipped with fully opening to half double glazed doors, shallow fitted work surface and built-in storage cupboard, and is on the market for £70,000. Located just south of the pier and offering panoramic beach views, hut number 82 is the latest seafront sanctuary to become available along the exclusive promenade. But the seascape can only be enjoyed from Easter until October, when the hut is lifted from the prom and is placed in a nearby car park to protect it from the winter elements. So for half the year you get a lovely sea view, and the other half the year you get a view of Vauxhall Astra. In spite of, or perhaps largely due to the resolutely high value attached to a property of its type, interest in beach huts have apparently been yet to wane in the current financial market. So as I said, yours for £70,000. Inquiries to Southwold Council. Number 6, very odd news story here. It's all about blue tack. Do you know it's explosive? No, me neither. It's a bit of a monster story, this. This is a sculpture made of blue tack, maybe by a primary school kid. Why primary school? I'll tell you. A Scottish primary school has been banned from using blue tack in the classroom. The teachers at the school have been told the convenient adhesive may explode if it comes into contact with glass. In light of this revelation, children's work is not being proudly displayed as it has been removed from the windows. The school building that is owned and administered by private companies was told that a chemical present in the putty-like product would react with the substance in glass, causing the glass to smash. However, the school in Perth and Kinross has been left confused after the Government Health and Safety Myth-Busting Panel, that's right, there's a Government Health and Safety Myth-Busting Panel, branded the claims as untrue. Employment Minister Chris Grayling said of the matter, whatever the reason for banning the use of blue tack, it is not on health and safety grounds. The manufacturer's website makes clear that the product can be used on glass. The ban has implications on teachers' lesson techniques and therefore on the way that the pupils learn. More about this next week probably, unless the blue tack that I had fixed my plan to explodes. Number 5, talking of exploding here, how come this guy didn't? A man has survived a live firework lodged in his chest. Nick Behang was rushed to hospital after the incident. However, before doctors could operate on his torn heart and wounded chest, they had to enlist the help of a bomb squad after realising that the mortar round firework embedded in Behang's chest was still live. He came to have this mortar round in his chest cavity after he was shooting near his home in late May. He was shooting the fireworks out of a tube when one backfired, making a hole in his chest. News Score said that Nick tried to shoot 2 fireworks from the tube at the same time, causing one to backfire and cause him serious injury. Paul Summer, the Anoka County Sheriff's commander, said that he'd never seen an injury like this before. He said, I can't think of a case where someone was impacted by an unexploded device that penetrated that deeply into their chest cavity. And Nick Behang remains in a critical condition in hospital as of this show's date. Okay, number 4. Have you ever got sick of cold callers? Well, we all have. In fact, since I've been here at Felixstowe TV, we have had a number of cold callers. Why have I got a picture of a price tag? Well, a man has changed his name because he is sick of receiving cold calls. Previously, Tim Price from Leicester has now changed his name to Tim Price in the hope that cold callers will see it and avoid calling him during his name because his name is virtually unpronounceable. Tim is unaware of how his number was found because he is registered as ex-directory. The man, now named as Tim P. Price, said, when I rang the woman at HSBC, my bank, she was wetting herself. Lovely. The name pronounced Tim Price cost £100 to change via deed poll. It has also taken time to alter his driving licence and passport, but he says that he doesn't regret his decision. No, he just regrets having to say his name on the phone every day. Hi, this is Tim Price. Can I have a pizza, please? No, you're calling us, and you're also being an idiot. Number 3, an ice lolly has been made from holy water and absinthe, and it's gone on sale. There it is. The Vice Lolly, available from the ice creamist shop in Covent Garden, London, contains water from a French spring at the Grotto of Massabe, believed to be holy by millions of Catholics, as well as the incredibly strong alcoholic drink that contains up to 74% alcohol by volume, that's ABV. The lolly is bright green and gun-shaped in appearance and has been labelled to have a bad taste. It contains 80% absinthe and 3 parts holy water from the French spring. The ice creamist's owner, Matt O'Connor, has been known from his radical ice cream ventures, and last year he controversially released ice creams made using human breast milk, and he hopes that the Vice Lolly will have similar effects. The inspiration for the lolly came from traditional children's ice lollies, as well as O'Connor's own Catholic upbringing. He wanted to make a statement about religion. And the product that is displayed in a gun cabinet freezer, which was pictured right there, costs £18.58 each and is made using very detailed freezing techniques. Sugar is added to the absinthe and holy water in order to get the taste just right. Then the mixture is super frozen and put into the gun-shaped moulds. O'Connor says, it tastes alcoholic with a touch of sweetness. After about 3 of these, the average drinker will certainly be feeling the effects. You say average drinker, I say rich beggar that can afford to spend £18.58 on an ice lolly shaped like a gun. You deserve to get drunk if you can afford to spend that much money on an ice lolly. Number 2, dad faces jail after pretending to catch a frozen fish. I know I'm not kidding. While on holiday in Tyrol, Austria, Alexander Donninger and his wife Stephanie brought a frozen fish and decided to attach it to the end of their children's fishing line as a joke. The couple, who purchased the trout the previous day, said that it had already been gutted and was ready to cook. Fair enough, yeah. However, on seeing the family by the river of Kufstein, a local man reported them for illegal fishing. Alexander claimed that the man who approached the family was aware the fish was frozen and spoke to them without mentioning his intention to report them. A spokesperson for local police authorities said, regardless of whether he had a frozen fish on the line or not, it is illegal to have a rod in the water without a licence. Alexander could face a possible 6 months in prison if he's convicted, due to the owner of the lake saying there is no proof the fish was frozen. No, and the trail of breadcrumbs left by the frozen fish didn't give much away either. No, you just have a breadcrumb pool by the main pool. Yeah, that's great. Okay, number 1. This is the story that I read out on Felixstowe Radio. It's actually this story that my co-presenter, Joshy, read out on Felixstowe Radio, because he loved it so much. And so do I. This is ridiculous. 1 in 10 Brits believe David Cameron could be an alien. There he is again. Twice in one top 10 show. Aren't you lucky, Cameron? 1 in 10 of the British public believes that David Cameron could be an alien, according to survey results. The Prime Minister topped a poll coinciding with the launch of video game Men in Black Alien Crisis to find the celebrities most likely to be extraterrestrial. Tom Cruise and American President Barack Obama placed 2nd and 3rd respectively, while Cheryl Cole and Joey Essex rounded off the top 5. Fern Cotton, David Beckham and Stephen Fry also featured on the list. In addition, 29% of the 1,089 participants are open to the idea that aliens may be living among us in secret. More than half of the public believe the government know more than they are letting on regarding possible alien existence. Brian Cox, Robert Winston, Nelson Mandela and David Tennant were named as the celebrities most desired to represent Earth in case of an alien invasion. Yeah, that's right. If an alien attacks us, if an alien fleet attacks us, who do we want to represent us and defend us? Yeah, that old keyboard player from D-Ream, the beardy guy, the moustache guy with the weird hair, Nelson Mandela, the frail African leader, and the 10th Doctor Who. Yeah, round them all them up, put them in an army outfit, and yeah, that's who we want to represent us. Great! Anyway, I've been Stuart Acker. This has been slightly off the wall, but hey, what do you expect? This is the Top 10 show. This has been felixstowetv.co.uk. Thank you so much for watching me, paying attention to me, and actually staying put for about 20 odd minutes. I'll be seeing you again next week around the same time, maybe earlier, hopefully not later. And I will be on Felixstowe Radio between 2 and 4 p.m. today for another Pop Fever, and 3 and 5 p.m. on Saturday, barring any unforeseen circumstances, of course. And again, I will be here next week. Have a good week, take care of yourselves, and remember to bunker down in your underground bunker, especially if there's 80-mile-an-hour winds come across, because it's going to be deadly, according to the Express. Anyway, I'll see you next week if we all survive. Bye-bye.